So did I enjoy Avengers issue 3?
God, you're weird, aren't you? I mean, you're really weird.
Let's look at the cover and...
Pretty good.
The cover is a bit of an eye-catcher that demands your attention. You've seen the heroes team up, but now it's time for the villains to team up. The misunderstood duo of the Hulk and the Submariner getting the jump on the Earth's mightiest heroes. Apart from the Wasp, because girls are icky back in the 60s, I guess. Not the strongest cover in today's standards, but I imagine the audience back in 1964 losing their minds. The issue opens up with Iron Man in his new classic red and gold armor, addressing the remaining Avengers trying to track down the Hulk as he's too dangerous to be let loose after leaving the team in the last issue. He got his iconic armor in Tales of Suspense 48, December 1963, when the villain Mr. Doll controlled the gold armor. Iron Man uses his hologram device to ask the Marvel Universe if they've seen the Hulk. He starts off with the Fantastic Four, but Reed Richards is too busy testing Johnny's flame capacity and can't stop. The Thing is going on a date, while Sue is going to a fashion show, whilst Tony checks out her ass right in front of Reed Richards. He then asks the X-Men, who also haven't seen the Hulk, but will notify him if they track his location. Last but not least is Spider-Man, and this panel makes my brain hurt. Cars are on the bottom, but webbing is vertically up.
That doesn't make sense.
As the world flips back around, Spider-Man informs Iron Man he's too busy about his troubles, and he should try the missing person police department. Also, Spider-Man, are you doing okay? Looks like you got your costume off Wish. With no information or leads from the other heroes, Thor recommends contacting the Hulk's friend, Rick Jones.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
After receiving the message from Iron Man, Rick Jones wanders the desert in search of the Green Beast, until he spots a lonely truck driver running away from a monster. Rick Jones investigates and finds the Hulk nearby a lake as he pulls out a truck from the panicked truck driver. Rick Jones convinces the Hulk to head back to their underground base so he can get blasted by reverse gamma rays to turn back into Bruce Banner.
You what?
Yeah, the first 5 issues of the Hulk were weird. They haven't established that anger turns Bruce Banner into the Hulk yet. First it was when the sun went down, giving Dr. Jekyll Mr. Hyde feel. But that was quickly scrapped, for the Hulk can just appear when the anti-gamma rays roll off, which Bruce Banner made in an underground cave to seal the Hulk from the world.
Boring!
But Rick Jones didn't give Bruce a strong enough dosage, and he returns as the Hulk.
Oh, come on, we're staying, we're going. Make up your mind.
As the Hulk runs loose, Rick Jones and the Team Brigade contacts the Avengers of his location. Thor, Iron Man, Ant-Man and the Wasp all prepare to capture the Hulk. Iron Man arrives first.
Oh shit, here we go again.
But a sneak attack to buy the Hulk.
Gotcha, bitch.
Iron Man recovers quickly and shoots him with an energy blast. But Hulk grabs onto a cacti and pins the Iron Avenger down. Meanwhile, Ant-Man and his army of ants are building a dam under the Hulk's location, making the ground collapse under his weight. But the Hulk was able to leap up just in time. While Thor arrives, Iron Man captures him in his magnetic repose and sends him crashing down. As the green monster is cornered, he leaps up and crashes through the ground and escapes through an underground mining shaft.
Coincidence? I think...
Yes.
Hulk reappears to the surface in front of a passing train. He grabs on while the flying Avengers are hot on his trail. Hulk yeets a whole carriage at the Avengers, but Thor was able to smash it away. Hulk uses a hook crane to stop Iron Man and wraps a steel cable around Thor. But oh lord, he coming Giant Man is the Avengers' last hope. However, good thing it's one of those flour trains, as Hulk stuffs the smoke exhaust with flour, causing Giant Man not to see what's ahead and crashes into an upcoming tunnel.
All we had to do was follow the damn trains.
Our heroes look on, defeated, whilst Wasp, again, doesn't do anything.
Loser!
The comic then cuts to a driver transporting gravel being questioned by the army of the Hulk's whereabouts. The driver said he hasn't seen him as he dumps the gravel into the ocean.
There he is!
After days of swimming, the Hulk grows tired and is rescued by a passing boat. Before the passengers of said boat could contact the army, the Hulk spots a deserted island, away from all humans, and swims towards it.
Stop, don't come back.
But he's in for a surprise, as Namor, the Submariner, Prince of Atlantis, is waiting for him, as he was spying on the Hulk's location from his Atlantean ship. But the Hulk wants him off the island, and the two get into a scuffle. The Hulk may be the strongest on land, but Namor takes the battle under the sea, and traps him in a whirlpool. Namor drags the Hulk out and makes proposition to the Green Giant. Namor hates the human race due to his feelings for Sue Storm getting in the way and losing his trust of the Atlantean people in Fantastic Four Annual #1. And the Hulk hates humans because
You're a fucking asshole.
to take over the world, first they must destroy the Avengers. Namor sends a message via his Atlantean ship for the Avengers to meet and battle on the island. Earth's mightiest heroes receive the message and travel towards the island via the Avengers submarine. Our heroes make their way on the island and enter a underground cave. Giant Man explains this island was used by the British Army in World War II. I'm sure that won't have any importance to the story. Pull the lever, Hulk! The cave is littered with abandoned old World War II weapons and machinery because, you know, comic books. Iron Man sends the missile back at the villains using his magnetic repulsor. And if you thought that was fucking mental, Namor pulls out a gun and shoots Iron Man with dust pellets, causing the joints of his armor to stiffen.
Another one bites the dust!
Thor manages to halt their attack by ricocheting Mjolnir in the narrow passage, while Giant Man uses a World War II pressure hose to pump the dust out of Iron Man.
It was time for Thomas to leave. He had seen everything.
With the villains retreating, it is up to the Wasp to stop them.
Are you sure about that?
The Hulk can sense her presence, so he punches the cave wall, causing the vibrations to lose her balance.
Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt!
The Avengers manage to catch up and tackle Namor, whilst the Hulk stands back, wanting to see how strong Namor really is. Before he can break Giant Man's wrist, he hurls him towards Iron Man, who tries to trap Namor with his magnetic blaster. However, the Submariner avoids his blast and punches Iron Man in his arc reactor. Before Thor and Namor can go toe-to-toe, the Hulk interferes.
Oh, I'm afraid I've had one of my trademark changes of heart.
He tries to snap Mjolnir out of Thor's grasp, but of course, only those worthy enough can wield the enchanted mallet. As the hammer spirals around the mythological beings, Giant Man holds Namor down. He shouts for his teammates' help, but before Hulk can step in, he suddenly changes back to Bruce Banner.
Coincidence? I think.
Bruce hides his appearance and runs away before the Avengers can spot him. With Namor now fighting solo, he is caught in Iron Man's magnetic ray and is pinned against the wall. Whilst Iron Man wants to talk this out, Namor feels the trickle of water drop on him. This gives him the strength to burst against the wall and escape, as the Avengers just watch on.
You done fucked it up!
This comic was all over the place, weird locations, weird things happening, but the action was sexy. Until bags of flour and dust guns were introduced into the mix. The first 3 issues of Avengers were, I would like to call, the Hulk trilogy, and I've had enough of this green asshole. I thought the introduction of Namor would have added a different dimension, I guess, but it was more of the same. At least they had a target villain at the end, and they weren't just fighting amongst themselves this time. Plus, it was good to see a bit of teamwork in the Avengers. Having their different powers bounce off each other added a nice dynamic. But at the same time, I do think my left testicle would be a more valued member to the Avengers than Wasp at this point. She really needs to step up her game. All she does is flirt with Thor. She's a useless member at this point. This was a silly action issue with no end product. But the team actually working as a team did bump up the grade the tiniest bit. I'm giving Avengers issue 3 a D+.